What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. My name is Scott and you're watching SoCal Exploring. If you guys are new here, consider leaving a like down below if you enjoy this video at the end, and commenting what you think about the topic in today's video, and subscribe if you're new here with those bell notifications on so you never miss when we upload a theme park video like the one that you're watching right now. And if you want to help out the channel further, there's a couple ways you can do so. Either purchase some of our official SoCal Exploring merchandise, whether it be a t-shirt, a sticker, or anything like that. It's all available on our TeePublic site, linked down below in the description, or you can donate to our Buy Me a Coffee page, buymeacoffee.com/SoCalExploring. This helps us produce higher quality theme park content for you all to enjoy. In today's video, we have some news coming from the Disneyland Resort regarding annual passes and different ticket options that they are going to be offering once Disneyland reopens its two theme parks. And I'm a little bit late to the party on making this video, but I thought after a lot of thinking on these pass options and these ticket options that I'd share my thoughts on them. This news is coming from the OC Register when they interviewed Ken Potrock about the new annual pass membership program. He stated that there is a potential of having timed entry tickets for Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. And we've already talked about the rumored new membership service that they're going to be offering in a survey that they sent out to a bunch of guests. So if you want to check out that video, as well as our Exploring Disney podcast where we dived right down into it and had a debate between Savannah and I, then I'll leave those two linked down below in the description. But let's talk about this timed entry tickets for the two theme parks. Now, as always, I like to keep it, relatively neutral on both sides of the business standpoint and on the side of the consumer standpoint. Ourselves, former APs, and people who actually go to the theme parks. The way that I see this going is that they'd be offering tickets at a cheaper price, probably like, I don't know, $10, $20 cheaper. If, say, you were to come in like at 1 o'clock and stay until closing, or maybe you go in at opening and then leave at around 3 or 4. I know it sounds kind of crazy, right? But Ken Potrock, the Disneyland president, did say that this new system with tickets and annual passes is meant to create flexibility for all. Obviously, there's the people like myself and other APs that, that want to go to the parks whenever they want and spend the whole day and just have a fun day. And there's people like locals in Anaheim who just want to go, say, after 6 o'clock or after 7 o'clock when they get off work, get off school, or whatever they may be doing. The bottom line is Disneyland's basically in their backyard 5 minutes away and they can go whenever they please. So I think if they were to do timed entry tickets, I think that's what they're trying to do, is manage the local crowd and the traditional daytime crowd mixed in with APs in both groups. If they were to go through with this, I don't see this being something that you could see in the new annual pass program. I don't think that they could relatively do timed entry for that. I think that it's either you get a pass for that's a good old day and blacked out on some days, or you don't at all. Like, you don't just put time limits on the annual passes, because then it's where it gets complicated, and then is where you get people that are like, well, is it even worth it to go to Disneyland from 8 to, say, 3 o'clock when they're already paying a very high price for said annual pass, and they're promised, that they get admission into the park and unlimited rides and stuff like that, but they have to exit the two theme parks at a certain time. However, I do think in some world it would work for tickets, and let me list a couple reasons why. Here's where I get to more of the business side of things, like looking at how Disney is trying to do this to make them money. If you think about it, right, the capacity is going to be reduced tremendously. We don't know how much it's going to be reduced by, but once the two theme parks in California open, capacity is going to be reduced. It doesn't matter if it's even like reduced to 80%, which I don't think it'll be that high, but it's going to be reduced. And they're only going to be able to sell a certain amount of tickets and a certain amount of reservation spots. Now, obviously, tons of people are going to want to go to Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. I want to go every day for a whole 3 weeks because they've been closed for a whole year. But what Disney doesn't want is that to happen. What Disney wants is for there to be that demand, but also still make the same amount of money that they were pre-pandemic. So selling timed entry tickets, you get people who buy the tickets to get in from 8 to 3 or 8 to 4, whatever you want to say. I'm just, kind of brainstorming in my head here. And then you get the people who buy a ticket, say, for 4 to closing or 7 to closing. That way they can still sell the same amount of tickets pre-pandemic and now with like the new normal, but at that same time still have it be at the same capacity, whether it be 30%, 40%, 25%, you could still keep it at the same while selling double the tickets, since people are leaving, the 8 to 4 people are leaving and the 4 to closing people are coming in. So is it smart for Disneyland to do? Well, hell yeah, it's smart. It's a perfect business move, because if you think about it, you're not getting that much of a deal if you pay for a, say, 4 to closing ticket. I'm sure it'd only be, like I said, $20 or $10 less. So why not just spend the extra $20 to be there all day? But of course, in the mouse's eyes, they see money signs, and they may be tricking some people into think that they're getting a great deal when they're not getting such a great deal at all. And then again, there are some people who only like to go for a couple hours. Traditionally, they'll never spend a whole entire day at Disneyland. I feel like that's the majority of the annual pass holders that like to spend the whole day at Disneyland, with a select few only liking to go for a couple hours, or at least having the flexibility to go a couple hours or go all day for the annual pass holders. But I can understand why some locals, this would be the perfect ticket for them. Say they live 5 minutes down the way, like I said, they walk to Disneyland, don't have to pay for parking, and they have a cheaper ticket to get in after 4 o'clock until closing, which is typically midnight, but obviously, as we know, that'll probably change once they reopen the gates. So is it something for me? Personally, no. I would never even consider buying a timed entry ticket. But is there a market for it? Is there plenty of people that would be willing to buy these different ticket options? Yes, hands down, yes. There will be plenty of people that want to buy timed entry tickets, and it would definitely help out a lot with different options that you can choose. You have all that flexibility, and say you really want to go on a specific day, but all the reservations are booked for your annual pass, all the reservations are booked for the closing tickets, and the only thing left are morning tickets till 4 o'clock. Well, you can still get in on that said day if you're willing to pay the cheaper ticket to have a half a day at the park. I am curious to know how exactly they implement these ticket options for the two theme parks. Would they combine the ticket, or would they say you have to buy a ticket for this park and you have to buy a ticket for this park? I think personally they'd combine it, only because it'd be a lot easier to handle capacity and stuff like that in both parks. And now, as far as people actually wanting to leave at the designated time that they have to leave at, would they listen to that? And I think so, for the most part. I think in the beginning it'd be kind of rocky, but after a while people would start to pick up on it a little bit more. And that's just my realistic opinion. I know other people would say otherwise, but think of it. When Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was around for the first month, we had wristbands that told us our timed entries, and for the most part, even though cast members were kind of pushing the older reservations out and bringing in the newer reservations, people still honored it. At least from my experience, after their 4-hour time window, they would leave knowing that a new group is coming in and it's not their time anymore. Same with events like Disney After Dark or the Oogie Boogie Bash / Mickey's Halloween Party and other stuff like that. So as an annual pass holder, would I like to see this come? Yes, I would like to see this come, in a sense that it wouldn't be implemented into the annual passes, only for normal daytime ticket options. That does it for today's video. If you guys enjoy this video, please leave me a like down below. It really does help out the channel a lot, and interact with it by commenting down below on what you think about these timed entry tickets. Do you think it's a smart move by Disney, or do you think that they just want your money? Please let me know down in the comments section, and as always, positivity is key, so keep it positive. My name is Scott, and you've been watching SoCal Exploring. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.